Svechnikov?
It might be Martinook.
Their second consecutive overtime victory.
Yes, 3-2 overtime win.
It's Andre.
I thought it was because he was the one who passed it.
Woo!
Yes, baby. Yes, baby.
Straight dominated OT. Except for the first, 1 or 2 minutes.
They didn't get any shots, though.
The first 1 or 2 minutes, they were in our zone, and then after that, completely shifted.
They had no shots on goal in overtime, I'm pretty sure.
Home ice has shifted back to us.
Yep.
Back-to-back OT wins. How many in a row, Cole? 5 this postseason.
5 in the postseason. 5 OT wins, all 3-2.
Woo! Yeah,
All in 1 overtime, except for 1 that was in 2 overtimes.
The game's going to end 3-2, and the Canes are going to win.
Jarvis, Svechnikov, the screen in front,
Oh, did Aho get a stick on that?
and Carolina wins in overtime.
Jankowski was my pick.
To be waiting around thinking maybe goaltender interference.
I see no touching at all.
I see Slavkovsky engaged with.
I see no touching at
He
all.
hit him after it went in a little bit, but
Without the
Gone.
contact.
Bye,
of
Dobish. Go cry about it.
they really looking at it?
They're looking at
It
it.
didn't look like it. It looked like Slavkovsky was there as well. And
Yeah, and it looked like he was over. He was outside the blue paint here, Booch.
oh wait, well Aho does get there on his
Yeah.
own.
No.
That's
Then
interesting.
he moved out.
No, you can't. Not that.
Carolina Hockey Minute.
There it is.
Bye.
There it is.
Game over.
Not for
Game
that.
over.
He literally just had to move his
Game
glove over.
Game over.
He was gonna have to do that move anyways to get over to look around him. There it is.
Carolina Hockey Minute with John and Cole from Cole's Couch. As usual, Canes win another game in overtime.
Another overtime victory, 5 of this postseason. We the main storyline of the end of this game, third period, 1 shot on goal for Montreal.
How many OT?
Overtime, 0. They had more icings in overtime than they had shots on goal in the last 2 periods.
Dominant overtime, except for maybe the first minute of play where they had it in our zone. And then, the defense just stellar late in this one.
Yeah, the refs started out with very ticky-tacky calls with the interferences and little soft things, and then they put the whistles away and let them play. They didn't call too many men that they could have called. They didn't call a few of them. They just let them go. There was even a little bit of a high shot there.
Which we prefer. We prefer.
Yeah, and it gets late in this stage of hockey in these games. You
Honestly,
can't be calling ticky-tack
You
stuff.
called 4 penalties during the regulation tonight, and you didn't have to call any of those either. They didn't have to really. They could have not called a single penalty tonight.
Yeah,
That,
well,
that Martinook one is. I don't like that at all.
The Sean Walker, Jake Evans one for the roughing as it went to the goaltender because Martinook did go into the goaltender,
What are you gonna do?
and then
He did.
he got retaliated on. They knocked his helmet off. Those got to get called.
You're right.
But other than that, it was really just 2 in the first, 2 in the second. And the slashing call Martinook, they scored on that power play that came from it. It was a really soft call. Even for regular season, it was soft. They called it because they probably weren't looking. They saw the stick.
They saw the stick come
on
out of
the
his
ice.
hands.
Yeah. So usually, if you're knocking the stick out of a player's hand, you're whacking it fairly hard. But he only had it in one hand. But like I said, I like the way it ended in the officiating. I'm happy they didn't call that too many men, even though it would have been a boon for us.
The officiating is not always going to go in your favor, and sometimes you got to fight through it and overcome. And tonight, ultimately, you do that. I don't think either team really got the bounces tonight. Post on both sides, pucks rolling wide.
Freddie kind of let in a softie on the first
That
one.
low danger chance, man, and I
Low
didn't like
danger.
that.
He was square to the shooter, and it was just a typical. He's probably faced, like I said, 100 of those shots in practice yesterday.
I believe Martinook had lost his assignment on that play, but Freddie still needs to make that save. And then on the second goal allowed tonight, I believe Martinook's also involved in that play. Don't mean to throw Jordan Martinook under the bus here, but
We got more
I think
shots.
he was on the ice for both goals scored against.
We got more shots in the last game and in this game than the Montreal Canadiens have in both of those games combined. And I mean that separately.
Right.
So last game, put both these games together, and we still outshot the Canadiens. They're still getting 2. They're still getting 2 on 10, 2 on 12. We need to have one of those games where we have like this, where we're out shooting them, we're outplaying them, we're having a good game, and they don't get 2.
Dobish good again tonight.
Dobish was a beast. He's scary. For a rookie, too.
Yeah. I mean,
Stars tonight, Sebastian Aho, first star. They gave him the goal.
the goal gets you first star. I
Yep.
like that.
It
I
gave
didn't
him
expect them to do
The
it, but
game winner in overtime from Svech and Jarvis.
usually in that situation, I'll give both the goalies 2 and 3 stars, but I guess they didn't do
He
that.
gave Matheson the second star and Taylor Hall the third star.
Taylor Hall had a hell of a good game tonight. Ghost scored. Ghost was dangerous tonight. He hit a post as well.
He
Oh.
scored. Scored and hit a post.
Yeah, he scored and then he hit the post.
We won the faceoffs 36 of 67, so 53.7%.
Cool. Feels like we were winning them in overtime because the icings were just continuous in OT tonight.
Lost the special teams tonight, gave up a power play. They were 1 for 2, we were 0 for 3.
They get the power play goal and they get a goal that we kind of put in our own net from Ehlers that goes 5-0 on Freddie.
Yeah, they took that one away because of offsides, and it was offsides, but it was close.
So you can easily explain both the goals tonight.
We out-hit them 35 to 31. They out-blocked us in shots 33 to 18. They had more giveaways at 21 to our 18 and takeaways 13 to 3 us. We were stealing the puck from them. And now the Canadians basically they lost their first back-to-back of the postseason. They have not been good at home. That continues.
And we got home ice back.
And they are now 3 and 4 in overtime games, losing back-to-back to us.
And we're 5-0. That's a huge goal right there from Andre, man.
So now you can really look at it and say that, this is how we beat all the teams right here, like this. It just grinded them to death.
You can take control of the series now in Game 4.
You win Game 4 now, and
You're off to the races.
it's
It's not over till it's over, but
you basically
make a big statement.
the next game is what the last game was for us, for Montreal. You have it, or it's even more crucial because if they lose the next game, that's like a backbreaker. 3-1, 2 more games in Carolina.
I think Montreal was on their heels for large portions of this game. I loved the Hurricanes' first period tonight. I thought Montreal's best period was really their second by far. That's when they were getting their rush attempts, the breakaways.
Yeah, they had the only goal of the second. It was power play, but
And other than some odd man rushes that I didn't see last game, this is a pretty consistent effort to what was there for Game 2.
It looked like Carolina Hurricanes hockey.
It did. It looked like Hurricanes hockey, and it looked like the veteran additions of Taylor Hall and Nikolai Ehlers have really just paid dividends this postseason. And we knew that they would. And I thought the second line in general, Stankoven, I thought he was pretty good tonight. Blake, dangerous at times. And it just continues that we possess the puck more than they do in this series.
Yeah,
and that's what's apparent. If you just turn on the television at any random time, you'll probably see the Hurricanes with the puck. And that's what sticks out to me. Do get out goaltended tonight, though. But you still win it.
Yeah, that's the thing. We did get out goaltended. It was like 40 shots on goal almost.
Yep.
And Dobis, he's been their best player. But that's how
we've seen that every series.
Every series.
Yes.
The goaltenders have been the best player, but
it's still not enough.
We grind their offense down so much that they can't. They got 2 goals on 12 shots. What more can you ask for? I don't know how to say it any different than that, because if you played any game and you've only got 12 shots on goal, you got 2 goals in, and you stopped 38 shots on goal, and you still lost,
Right.
That's just tough.
That's hockey.
That's hockey.
We say that a lot. Sometimes you, yeah. Well, but they're still in a position to win the game if they get a goal. They get a goal taken off the board, clearly offsides. I don't know if we've really talked about that yet, but clearly offsides for the goal taken off the board for them. And, what do you want to see in Game 4 now?
No injuries.
That continues to be a big thing for this team. No injuries listed.
Well, that's the thing. If they're going to block the shots, that they have gone to 2 7-game series. They have been blocking and blocking and blocking.
That's why that's why I don't mind dragging them into overtime as long as we're going to win them like we are.
Drag them in overtime. That wears them down way more than us.
Right.
We are very fresh. This is our basically what we played 4, 8, 9, 11 games.
I don't know how many games we've scored in first, but it feels like a lot of them too. We're
this
starting
series
on
has been
time.
all of them.
Yeah, we're starting on time. which is good in front of 21,000 people here in Montreal tonight. You need that kind of good start. Take the crowd out of it. They got back in it late. They started getting on the refs late in regulation and overtime.
They're not gonna give up on their team. They're
Rowdy
amped to be
crowd.
here. This is a good team that will probably be back here again next year, or at least to the postseason.
Yes.
And it'll be pretty much what you see. I mean, that's a prime team to go to if they've got cap space for a good player to go slide in there and really finish them off.
All right. Hell of a win for Carolina here since we last spoke.
Yeah,
Colorado down 3-0.
3-0 in the series. Might get swept by the Golden Knights.
Did not see in any world a sweep for the Knights.
No, not at all. And they gave up the 3-0 lead last game. They scored 3 in the first, including a shorthanded goal.
It's been apparent to
still
me the
lost.
Golden Knights are just, I haven't seen it much in this postseason, but the Golden Knights are much more physical than Colorado.
The Avs have a decent defense, but they didn't have Cal McCarr, who is a big contributor. That's not the only reason. And they have Brent Burns, who is a fantastic player, but he's not that fast.
I think they're bumping right up against
slow.
the salary cap, if I'm not wrong.
They are. But, I mean, that's the thing. I love Brent Burns. I thought he was fantastic when he played for us. I hope that he gets his Ironman
Has to play one more year, I think.
one more year for that, maybe
Break Kessel,
something like that.
Break Kessel's record.
I don't know if he'll stay with Colorado or whatever, but that's the reason why he had to go from Carolina. He wasn't fast enough. He didn't have the sustain this deep into it.
Right.
And I think that's their problem, that their defense isn't strong enough to put up with Vegas's offense from Mitch Marner and Jack Eichel.
Yeah, their goaltending has not been better than Vegas's goaltending.
No, Blackwood and
anyway.
Wedgwood have kind of started to falter. They were really good early, and now they've kind of...
And then you got Carter Hart in Vegas playing his
he's-
best hockey of the playoffs or the year.
He is. I don't think that... I've watched all the games, and I don't think that Colorado has put up anything that's like overly crazy. I think they will make a big push in this next game because they don't want to go home. But, I mean, curse of the President's Trophy, you can always say that.
No team's won it with the President's Trophy since 2013. I think the Chicago Blackhawks, so it has been a minute. But I really thought Colorado would have a better showing, even though I thought Vegas would give them a run for their money. Anyway, I say all that to say this. There's a decent chance now, a very good chance now, almost for sure now, if the Hurricanes advance, home ice throughout.
Yes.
They'll play every round, all 4 rounds with home ice.
Barring
Barring Colorado comeback.
a Colorado comeback would give them so much momentum going into the postseason.
Or going into the Stanley Cup, yeah.
Yeah, it would have. Correct. Sorry.
I thought we were going to restart.
We got to restart.
Restart.
No, it'll give them. It'll make them a little bit scary to have home ice at. But we'll see. They got to win tomorrow.
Hey, what's important is the Hurricanes win Game 3.
Steal home ice. Put the pressure back on them.
Top line gets a goal to end it.
Top line gets all 3 top line people get a point on the game-winning goal in overtime. Canes are still undefeated in overtime.
We saw that last game, actually. The top line all get, an assist on a goal, I believe.
PK's still really good. You've let in 1. That sucks, but still really good. Got to get the special teams going on the power play. Either I need a power play goal or a shorthanded goal, and I would prefer a power play goal.
Or both.
Or both. I'll take both. 6 of each.
You're going to get
No more.
Montreal's absolute best effort in
Yes.
Game 4 because this is the game. It was Game 2, the last couple series. The underdog has a chance to take. I mean, they won Game 1, but really, this is a big swing game here.
Yeah, they need to win the
Montreal
next one
needed to win this one tonight.
to break the narrative that the only reason they won Game 1 is because we had a 12-day rest. As of right now, that's what people will say. They'll say that the only reason that we lost Game 1 is because of the long rest. I don't believe that, but that's what people will say. And that's the thing about the rest. Like I've always said, you have those long rests. It doesn't matter if you win or you lose. They will always say it was because of the rest.
It was the first period that was our worst in that game, giving up 4 goals, but we did score first.
We did. We've scored first in every game again. But
I don't know.
so if it continues.
Can't win them all. Have won 10 of 11 now, though.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Yeah.
Anything else, my friend?
Yeah, listen, I mean, it feels great to have that little bit of pressure off, but it's not over yet.
No, I don't know.
Way to go.
I big goal for Andre, too. You love it for Andre, man.
Andre didn't get that goal.
It wasn't Andre's. Who was
They
it?
gave it to Aho. That's why the Aho was the first star.
Oh, they gave it to the Oh, yes, you're right.
Yeah, he tipped it.
Yeah, you're right.
He had a little stick on it.
Sorry, I already forgot.
Yeah.
In real time, I didn't know whose goal it was, to be completely
Well, I thought it was
honest with you.
Andres because it came from him, and there was just a light tap from Aho.
That does surprise me that they gave the game-winning goal first star. But that's one way to do your 3
Nobody
stars.
else must have had a multi-point night.
No, I don't think so. Ghost had a good opportunity to get multi-points tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you could have stuck
Get it.
Dovish up there. You could have given us 1 and 2 and then put Dovish as 3.
All right, next game on Wednesday,
Wednesday.
8 o'clock. Then Friday, 8 o'clock,
And then Sunday,
if necessary.
if necessary. I assume Sunday. I assume we're back to the day after day from now on.
Yeah, it would be Friday, and then, yes, it would be Sunday after that. The next 3 games at least, or the next 2 games rather, are both at home, or both at 8 o'clock.
We could likely see the Stanley Cup start next week.
Hell yeah. All right.
Up in it.
Hey, man, this one's going to go a long way towards that. Until next time, go King.